Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm just caught up in changing and updating something on my page, which is why I look a little bit distracted. Great to have you all here. It's Monday. We're back again, Web Squadron. Very, very busy weekend. I hope you can tell because we've got a couple of really good videos coming out. We got the ACF Advanced Custom Fields video that came out this morning. And we've also got a video on pods, which is another way of doing custom fields coming out tomorrow. So I get to give you like an example of how would your custom fields work with Elementor and when building them with the free version of ACF and the free version of pods as well. So not using the pro versions. Not because I'm saying you haven't got it or you can't afford it or anything, but because it just helps out a lot of people that are just using the free version. I am also tomorrow going to be looking at another version, but I just need to double check if a free version is allowed because I actually can't remember. The one I'm talking about is Metabox, and I'm going to be looking at that one tomorrow. I've just realised, I'm just going to double check. We are definitely live. So if anyone is joining on, please let me know if we're live because I always worry that whenever we go live, it says we're live. And it's not until I see the first comment that I know. If you're watching this on replay, please let me know with hashtag replay. If you're watching this live, just say hi because I love to know that you're all okay. Okay, we are definitely live. Please don't forget to hit like if you haven't already. It really does help the YouTube algorithm and with us getting found by other people. So the other plugin that I am going to be looking at today or tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Let me get it right. I'll be looking at it today with a hope of getting it released in a couple of days, okay? So the one I'm talking about is the Metabox plugin. Hey Antony, how are you? Hope you're okay, my friend. So, anyone here ever used a Metabox plugin? Hey Jason, hope you're alright, mate. Thanks for the shout out earlier for that Elementor question that someone had. Thanks for putting a mention there. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the Metabox custom fields because I've got a video for ACF come out today. Please go and watch it if you're not familiar with advanced custom fields and all of that. Got a video tomorrow which is using the pods, again the free version. I'm not using an ACF Pro or anything like that. What are the limitations? What can you do? What can't you do? And then I might do a video on Metabox, but I just need to remind myself, is it all free? Because there were Premiere. Yeah, here you go. Here's the Premiere stuff, but I just need to I'm pretty sure this should be okay for me to use as the free version. Just need to double check. Does it work okay? Yeah. It should be okay. Fine. Excellent. Cool. So hopefully on Wednesday I'll have a video coming out. Lost my breath then. I'll have a video coming out with Metabox as well. Just because I want to try and do like a sequence of ACF videos. So we got ACF today, pods tomorrow, maybe Metabox on Wednesday, and then a couple of other little things with custom fields as well, Thursday, Friday. And then I really want to hit hard on some bricks videos. Hey, Carapos. Now that's a good question, Carapos. This is what I couldn't remember. This is why I'm asking you all. I can't remember. Is the free version, can we use it? I think we can. I think you can use the free version. I think. I will know when I come to test it out. Obviously, with is it accessible or not. And then if it is, I'll do it. So the reason, Antony, why I'm not going to do one on Jet Engine, and it's not because I'm saying we're all cheapskates and we can't afford it or anything like that. We are. No, we're not. Is because I'm trying to think of like maybe some of the wider audience or people who they want to use. I can't see my screen now. What did I do that for? They want to use custom fields, but they don't want like a premium version, or they don't want to have to go to like Crock-a-Block or anything like that. So I just want to show them, give them a taste of here's what you could do, but if they feel like they need to go a step further, they can do. What do you think? Hey, what do you think of my new board? What do you think of the board? Hey, do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? Hey, this is the board. Let me show you. Let me give you exclusive. Now, you won't hear me, so I'm going to show you, and you probably won't hear me at this point, but let me show you. Look at that. Window. We have a window. Ooh. Now I've got to put it all back. Da, 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 da. Isn't that cool? So it's a board, wallpapered with the same wallpaper. It's got caster wheels at the bottom. It's got a little bit of a hinge at the top that you probably can't see on the video, but there's a hinge, like a you know, like you get on a fence, not fence, fence doors. It's like a latch. Sorry, not a hinge, a latch. So when I move the board over, when I move the board over, the latch goes like that. Sorry. Board, latch. Covering the microphone today, weren't I? Hey, Brian. Hope you're okay. Hey, Tahokangas. Tahokangas? Have I get that right? Probably not. Sorry if I did. Sorry. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the custom field videos. To some of you, this will be like, you know it all anyway. For a lot of people that are still new to it, it's a nice little intro into ACF and pods. I have to be honest, if I had to make a choice between ACF or pods, I would go for pods, which I will do a video on tomorrow, because it reduces the need to have two plugins, ACF and custom post type UI, and now you can have just pod, which I think is super, super, super cool. Super cool. So what are your plans for this week, everyone? What are you doing? What have you got on your radar? I'd love to know if you've got a busy week. It doesn't matter if you've got an easy week. You can use that time to do other things. So we've got a small website job, but also it gives me an opportunity this week to get the ACF videos done, because I really wanted to get those done, but also just got to make sure I'm not still running. No, hold on. Let me hit done here. And also bricks. I've been meaning to do a whole heap of bricks videos for a while, because it's been a while since we did it. Just couldn't get the time. But I've got loads of Elementor stuff done out the way. So because I'm doing custom fields and stuff like that, I want to move on to doing some more intros into bricks. And then I want to go into like loop builder, query loop, whatever you want to call it, with bricks as well, which is, it's really easy, but I just want to do videos on it, and I want to do it in my way, the way I like to do things, right? So yeah, I want to get some of that stuff out there. And hopefully by that time, we will have the loop builder for version 3.8 Elementor come out. And hopefully they will have that work with custom fields, because that before the beta version didn't. So hopefully the 3.8 Elementor will work with custom fields. But on top of that, we just need to make sure that it definitely is flexible in working. Hey Andrew, hope you're okay. Hey Jimmy, good to see. Do you know what, Jimmy? I haven't logged into that other thing yet, have I? I have been a little bit busy this morning. Just trying to get quite a few little things sorted out. But like I said, for anyone who's joined late, I hope you like the new board. I mean, you can see, I think you can tell the board is there, right? You can tell the board is there. I'll just move it a little bit. You know, look, there's a board there. So you can see it's there, but hey, it's it works and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It does the job. Right, who have I missed? Have I not said hi to anyone at the moment? I had a pretty good weekend, Jimmy. By the way, if anyone doesn't know, Jimmy is skating choreographer, in case you're wondering who I'm talking to. It was busy. There was lots of stuff to do. I spent most of yesterday editing my ACF and pods videos. The bulk of yesterday, in fact. And I did some more shorts and stuff like that. But also I had to have a think about a couple of clients and what we're going to do with them as well. Hey, Sinan, hope you're okay. Hey, Eddie, hope you're all right. Eddie, if you haven't watched a Canva video yet on product images, please make sure you go and watch it. But don't miss out on the advanced custom fields video that came out today. And of course, please don't forget to hit like if you haven't liked already. And you should all know this, but if you didn't, our new mastery module came out on Friday, which was how to get clients. So we get asked this one. I've got lots of them. I don't know why I've got lots of stuff on my t-shirt. We get asked this question a lot. Direct messages, emails, galore. So we've pulled together loads of info. I mean, loads of info. Not only are there workbooks, but there's over 80 hours of video. And it's not just me, it's Mark Newman, by the way. By the way, if any of you are wondering, on this new mastery module, how to get clients, it's not just me. It's Mark Newman doing the videos. And there's over 80 hours. There's a lot of videos. You watch what you want to watch, okay? You watch what you want to watch. You do it how you want to do it. But that module is now available, and I'm just going to give you all a link to that here. Because the next time someone says to me, how do I get clients? I'm just going to send them that link and go, look, we could spend hours and hours going over it, and you're going to have to do a bit of homework to work out what you're doing. But this can help guide you a heck of a lot. Yeah, I mean, one thing I have to say, hey, Maddie, by the way, hope you're okay. Hey, Jake. I mean, Eddie, I made a mistake in that video, didn't I? My face was over the corner of the image, which was super annoying. And I realised afterwards and I thought, damn it, I'm just going to let it go. But I really do apologise for that. You can still see the image, but I kind of missed a little bit there. So, Jimmy, do you want to give us an update on how things are going with your projects? Because obviously you're working with a couple of people, but how are things on that? Is it all going super well? You know, are things progressing okay? Just going to check. What comments are happening over here. Just checking on some comments on another forum. Sorry, I'm just checking some comments. Whoa, there's loads of comments on here at the moment. Yep, cool. Yeah, it was a bit of a mistake, wasn't it, Eddie? I made there. Sometimes the problem is that my OBS screen is shrunk because I don't want to get the reflection. Like right now, you're going to be getting reflection on my lenses from my monitor. When I'm recording, I try to reduce them so there's not too much reflection coming back. So I was recording the video and I forgot that I had moved myself to be like more from like here in the screen to being more about here. And it overlapped. And when I was editing it, I was like, oh, God. Now, I had already recorded that video twice already. The first one, my microphone wasn't on, which made me mad. The second time, my face is a little bit over the image, and I just kind of was like, forget it. I've just got to let it go. I cannot do this. I cannot do this a third time. It's killing me. Excellent, Jimmy. Off to printing. And I should be starting whiskey labels this way. Hey, this is a good thing, right? I mean, this is a nice little feather to your belt, isn't it? Hey, you know, whiskey labels. You know, hopefully there'll be other drinks companies like Pepsi Max. Or maybe not. I think Pepsi Max is fine as it is. I don't know. Or maybe. So the pizza place has got a logo too. Yeah, I mean, look. This is like... This is one of those projects where you can have the most fun because you can seriously influence a lot in terms of how it looks, in terms of, you know, like, I mean, look, if you're working on the logo and you're working on the website and the branding of it, you can have so much influence whereby you are going to care about that business and how successful they are a whole lot more than when you just work on a website where they just give you everything and you feel like you just got to do what they say. You know, and in this scenario, maybe the client does have overall control, but you can take a step back and go, I helped do that, I did that, I designed that. You know, and it can make a huge, big difference. So, Sinan, you're making your own fruit juice because everything is becoming too expensive. Man! Hopefully your fruit juice sounds or tastes amazing. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Yeah, look, you see, now that you mention whiskey, the whole conversation today is just now going to go towards whiskey, right? We're not going to talk about... Sorry, did you come here for WordPress and websites? No, we're talking about whiskey today. Yeah, absolutely, Jimmy. Yeah, if you want to send anything over, you can do. Don't worry, I won't share it to the world just yet or anything like that. So, like I said, this week I'm going to have a look at Metabox and custom fields. I'm going to look at bricks and the loot builder, and I'm going to try and do a lot more little bricks videos. When I say little ones, I mean how'd you do this, how'd you do that, how'd you do this, and stuff like that. Because I just feel like a lot of the bricks videos at the moment, they all tend to be quite long. Like, they tend to be quite detailed and they cover off a lot of stuff. And whereas with, like, some of the videos I've done for Elementor, some of the videos are like 2-3 minutes long. How do I do this? How do I do this? And I feel like that is missing a little bit with the bricks videos at the moment. If you go do a search for bricks on YouTube, a lot of the videos... There are some short ones. There are some really short ones. The problem with them, Bo, is that there's no one talking. Some of them are just silent with music. Silent with music. Contradictory, but you know. And I can I tell you now, I despise tutorial videos, right, where I have to study the screen because they're not talking. They're not talking at all. And you've got to sit there like that, watching every move to understand what it is. I hate that, right? You know, or they're not very clear, right? There's a few videos I've seen, and the interference of sound, like as they're talking, it's like in the background. I hate that. So, a lot of the long video, there are quite a lot of long videos on bricks, and the trouble is, though, is that sometimes for a simple thing, it's like, did it really need to be? So someone did a video, hey Mark, so there's someone, I was just double checking, was there anything I've missed for Loot Builder? And someone did a video which was 1 hour, over 1 hour long. And it didn't need to be that long. So I need to explore a lot more. Yeah, exactly, Sinan. You got to mute them. You know when you get that really bad interference. Or what's worse is like this. You put the volume up. Today we're going to look at Elementor and we are going to click here and we're going to do this. And you can hardly hear them. You're on full blast speakers and you're like, what are you saying? And the captions are atrocious because they're so quiet. They're saying, hi, we're now going to go over call to action. And the captions might say, right, hi, we're now going to cut your action. You go, what's going on here? Something ridiculous. So I want to just explore Yeah, absolutely, Antony. I mean, on the YouTube shorts I've done, I have got some background music, and it's weird really, because you want the music to play but not overpower the voice. So it's a bit of a balancing game. But I think I tried it very early on, and then I scrapped it with, are we going to have background music while I'm doing videos? And I then realised it's not going to be to everyone's taste. And then sometimes it can affect your concentration as well. So like I just said, I want to do quite a few how-to videos for bricks, because I feel like they need to be done. But also I want to just go back to re-exploring bricks, because it's now version 1.5 something something. So I just want to do a bit of stuff on that, and just check how they're working. Now, if I haven't said hi to Phil and Soren, sorry, not said hi to Soren, not had said hi to Phil, really sorry for that. Gary, I'm not sure if I said hi to you. Carapos, when am I going to quit Elementor? Not yet. I still like using Elementor. I'm still fine with it. I find that for a simple website, basic website, and a lot of our clients unfortunately do have basic websites, it's magnifique. It's perfect. It does the job. Even when they bring out, hey Phil, even when they eventually bring out Loop Builder or conditional logic, whether it's in the forms or whatever, it won't make a sod all difference to some of our clients, because their websites are literally just, logo, header, image, text, image, text, blah, blah, contact form. Oh, this is what we do. They're just basic stuff like that. So anything that is holding back Elementor development when you compare it to other page builders, won't affect them at all. However, going forwards with what you can start to offer other people and other clients, you are held back. You're having to resort to using extra plugins, which affects your page speed and your performance and stuff like that. So if they can, in their final 3.8 version, get the loop builder out and it works with the custom fields, it will make Elementor feel better. That being said, though, I am liking bricks. I can't deny it. But I'm not leaving Elementor. Okay? I've invested too much time into there, and I won't be leaving them unless I really feel like, whoa, we're hitting a cliff here. We're hitting a cliff. I've got to move or do something, otherwise I'm going over. But right now, it's a sound bet for a basic website. Just checking the comments here, Gary. Yeah, there you go. Do you see what I mean? I have to be really careful when I'm working. I used to have music on in the background, like epic instrumental music, fantasy, epic science fiction music. Now I don't. Now I just have the radio on, talk shows, and I let them just talk in the background, nattering away. Because I do find if I start putting on any music I like, I will be like, oh yeah, so I'll start dancing, which ain't good. Bricks, Sinan, they do have a great roadmap, right? Yeah, Sinan, yeah. I would say, yeah, that, if you're feeling confident about it and you know you can do what you need to do it. Build the website in bricks. I find, Antony, that I am so sporadic with the way I do videos sometimes. The way I'm just kind of jump from topic to topic, or the way I explain things. I would find that the music would be challenging. So let's say I'm doing a video and then I go into a rant about why is this not working. The music might be la 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 la. And then I might go and talk into a bit about, look how amazing this feature is. And the music might be dun, 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 dun. So the music might contrast with what I'm saying, which is why I moved away. Because I do find that, if you're going to do a chilled out video, you do a chilled out music. If you're doing a video where you're going, look, this is really awful, then you would go with some more impactful boom, 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 boom music or something like that. So I do think a lot about all of this. I really do. Breakdancing. No, Gary, we do not mention that word here. You've now put the word breakdancing. We are now liable for trademark shit and stuff like that. Just something Jason said, Elementor have lost their way. I mean, I would say, a lot of people are bashing Elementor. I think some of the bashing is a little bit unfair, but I would also say at the same time that some of it is justified. And I wouldn't call it bashing. I would say it's more like calling out the issues. For instance, SodaStream with this, Pepsi Max, is fine. However, if Pepsi Max were to dilute the SodaStream syrup, in here it would taste like water. I would be criticising and asking them to go back to what they had before or change it. Am I bashing Pepsi Max? No. I'm just calling them out on what I know they do well or not. And you can say that about computer games, can't you? When sometimes they do a sequel and the developers go and throw in loads of new features and you kind of go, I liked it how it was. Like Final Fantasy. Up until Final Fantasy, let me get this right. Up until Final Fantasy 14, right, it was the same turn-based, combating, and I liked that. When we moved into Final Fantasy 15 and the eventual Final Fantasy 7 remake and all of that, as a computer game, if anyone's wondering what I'm talking about when I say Final Fantasy, they changed the way it works, where now you can still do turn-based, but now it's more active combat. And I have to say, it took away the magic of why I really like the Final Fantasy games. I still like it, but it was like, So I just think that, I would just say that it's okay to criticise, and I think some people don't like it when we criticise because they love their page builder. Right, I'm just going to check the comments because I've missed a few here. Absolutely, Brian. You go back 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, you go to like a website and it had ridiculous music playing and it used to put me off massively. Phil, by the way, thanks for responding to Jake about the full site edit. If anyone is wondering, Jake was asking about full site editing, all right? And I know Phil is big on that. Phil L is really, really big on that. And he's got his solutions in place for how he likes to do it. Phil doesn't use page builders. You're always Gutenberg, aren't you? Yes, you are. Official Gutenberg. Yeah. So Phil is By the way, Phil, I heard you mention this a while ago. How far are you from... And is this a free plugin or is this a paid plugin? I'd love to know. In fact, Phil, I'm going to give you the floor. Well, not the floor. You got to write. You're going to have to write. But this official Gutenberg plugin that you're developing, isn't it? And you've said it's free. Where does it sit if you were to compare it? If you compare it to, say, Quickly or Spectra or Generate Blocks, where do you position it? Do you position it as similar or different, or where do you position it? Because obviously, Phil, and this is me reaching out to you now, Phil, okay, when you get to that stage when it's done and dusted, I hope you let me have first sight of it so I can have a play with it. But also maybe we might need to do a joint live chat video, a session where we go over it. But what I'd love to know though is, without naming your names, okay. Sorry, yeah, you'll contribute, but where do you see it sitting in comparison to other Gutenberg plugins? I'd love to know that. Okay, WordPress product, right. I'm probably getting my mixed up then with what you're doing. Yeah, absolutely, Brian. And if anyone... So what Brian said there, when you do a complete redesign of the UI, it can really irritate people, can't it? Because if you play a game and you love it and they do a sequel, you kind of want more of the same. You want it to be a little bit different. You want it... In fact, sometimes I don't want it to be different in how I control it. All I want is a different story, different levels, different bosses, different stuff going on. What I don't sometimes want is for them to completely change the way the game works, unless it makes it better, right? Hey, Andrew Downey, how you doing? I just felt with Final Fantasy to now have to do jumping around and hit triangle, circle, square. It kind of like was like, the whole point of why Final Fantasy felt so different at the time I started playing it when I was 18. 18? Was I 18? I think I was 18 or 19 in 1997. Was because you're so used to just like beat 'em up games, innit? Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Donkey Kong, all of them were kind of the same, right? You run around, you bash, 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 you hit, click, whatever. With Final Fantasy, it was like, you're going to fight, but you're going to fight with your brain now. You're going to think. Do you cure them? Do you put magic on them? Do you attack them? Do you run away? There was a thought process required with it, not just bash, 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 right? And that's what I liked about it. Right, back to the comments over here. Hey, Eric, how are you? Sorry, I didn't see you pop in there. Sorry about that. And, Antony, would I consider doing a video on what you can do to reduce or... Right, so Antony, okay, let me just come on to that. The thing about CLS, though, is identifying why do you get that cumulative layout shift. Number one, it could be that you've got an image that then changes size when you get to mobile, but you didn't put a mobile-specific size in. You just used the same desktop. The other one might be that your fonts are not preloaded. So if your fonts are not preloaded, okay, you might have a font and it's being fetched, and then there's a switch from, say, Roboto to Poppins. So it goes bloop, and as soon as it does that, everything on your website for a split second goes tick, 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 like that. Just moves a bit. So preloading fonts, Antony, making sure you've got a mobile-specific image also. Watching out for entrance animations. Entrance animations can be an absolute nightmare for CLS. So make sure your sections or your containers or whatever. Hey, Mia, hope you're okay. How you doing? Hope you're enjoying your drink, if you're drinking. Where was I? Yeah, make sure your section and your containers, make sure the overflow is hidden. Make sure the overflow is hidden. But normally I find whenever there's a CLS, it's usually because of some entrance animation, fonts not preloaded, or you didn't put the right sized image in the mobile. Even the desktop a little bit as well. So have a think about that. Because the CLS is so varied, there's no one-stop kind of like answer for it. Does that help, Antony? Say to me, no, Imran, that was a load of shit. That did not help. But does that help? Sorry, Phil. I think I was getting myself mixed up then with were you creating something separate for it. I thought you might be talking about something else. But anyway, yeah. I have to say, Brian, yeah, I mean, the Assassin's Creed was, you know, it's like Assassin's Creed. The very first one I liked. The second one, yeah. The third one I fell out of love with by that point. What's SSG then, Jake? What's that? What's SSG? I mean, we're here to talk about WordPress, right? And Elementor and bricks and websites and all of that. But who here has played the SSX games? SSX, the snowboarding games. It's about time we had a next generation version of SSX. Can someone please explain to me why we don't have a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X version of SSX? I've got to say the letters carefully because you're all sat there going, what the heck? S for sugar, S for sugar, X for X-ray. They were, without a shadow of a doubt, some of the best games I've ever played in my life. I love Final Fantasy and all of that. Who here played SSX, the snowboarding games? The first one was amazing. The second one, SSX Tricky, was amazing. The third one was good. It lost its way a little bit, you know, after the third one, but don't forget to hit like. Who here played the snowboarding SSX games? Do you remember when you got the... I just shouted and burst my eardrum. Do you remember the PlayStation 2 when it first came out? The demo disc on it was SSX. I used to just play that demo all the bloody time until I got the official game. I didn't care about anything else. Hey, Jake, SSX Tricky, that was dope. That was... And I tell you what, I used to play it, and you know whenever you did a jump, you would hit every control and do flipping magical Hogwarts magic before you landed on the floor. That was a game. Hey, Analrag, how are you? World Place? Where's that then? Where's World Place? Where is World Place? Brian, do you know something? I really like some of the stuff that Brian has said here, right? About how, like, you know, like the shopping cart, why call it, you know, why change it sometimes? I think that's a very good point you make there. Eric, just a confirmation. Can I replace an image in a column from desktop to mobile? Yes, Eric, you can. Yes, Eric, you can. You go to mobile and you can change your background image. You can do that. In fact, I've got videos as well. I've got a video on that. Please go to our YouTube channel and do a search for responsive image. Responsive image, okay? Or even just go for the word responsive. There's a video called 3 tips to make your image. So you can do section, column, or with a tiny bit of HTML, you can literally, you put in an image, and then you add HTML to the CSS that says, right, when you get to the mobile, switch the image. Whoop, like that. Like that. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it if you're being cute. Mia, I've not used Thrive Suite. So if anyone can help Mia out, please do with her question. I don't use Thrive Suite, but if anyone can, please see Mia. She's just right up there. She's asked a question about Thrive Suite for funnels. Has anyone used it? Please help her out with that. Just checking the comments. Yeah, Andrew, I got the X. Yeah, do you know what, Andrew? That does not surprise me. Everybody as well. I am Mumbai. So, Analrag, do you want to tell... I mean, what's your favourite page builder, Analrag? What, do you have one? Do you have a favourite page builder, Analrag? Please don't forget to hit like. I had to have a really hard think as well on the weekend about, am I ever going to do any videos for Breakdance? And I've just really made a decision that I definitely won't. Just because there's more what I call stirring the shit happening at the moment behind the scenes. And you see it in some of the forums as well. Against Elementor. And I know some people don't like Elementor. I get that. I get it, okay? But some of the comments coming out aren't really justified, and it's just kind of Breakdance kind of storms kicking off there. So Analrag, I'm not sure though, right? So you've mentioned Mumbai Liver and you've put the word tree, but do you, I mean, you say your page builder is tree. Because I'm going to give you one last opportunity, right, to actually clarify what page builder you like on Alrag, and if you do, I'll let you stay. If not, I'll have to boot you off. So here's your opportunity to earn a place with the Web Squadroners. I know Carapace, I really wish he would like pass over and let someone else do it, but I think he's stubborn with what he does. So Brian, when you create a new feature, tree makes best page. Right, and Alrag, you know what? I gave you an opportunity. I'm now hiding you from this website. Okay, there you go. You booted off. You might have been a subscriber. I don't know. I don't know, mate. You might have been, but I don't care, right? If you're going to come on here and not make proper comments, you don't deserve to be on this live chat, because we are a community. Yes, we deviate. We don't always talk about Elementor or WordPress or websites. We talk about SEO or marketing, bricks, breakdance, Louis. We talk about Uranus. But at the same time, we keep it all clean. Yeah, the thing is, Mark, I wasn't sure. The reason I'm saying that is because I have now, sometimes what happens is they start off like that and then some abuse hurls in. So we will see. Okay, Louis just has to change the way he approaches things, I think. Now, Brian, you mentioned something about when you create a new site feature that no one knows what they mean and require an explanation. Yeah, that is why people abandon the site. I mean, I have seen some websites where the menu, the toggle, is like... Yes, Phil. I've seen the toggle kind of... It's almost not clear it's a toggle. So it's like they've got a button and the button says something like see more, which to me indicates it's going to take me to another page. But in fact, the see more was a trigger. All right, we'll try again then, Mark. Right, we'll try again. Let's see if he pops back in. Is that what Mumbai liver is? I'm not sure. But yeah, where was I going? Yeah, so the button see more was like a trigger for a pop-up off-canvas menu, which I thought it was a see more. It didn't even look like a call to action. It was on a website and they had see more, and it was amongst other buttons as well. So it was a bit like, make it really obvious what this is, you know, or maybe when I hover over it, the menu appears. Make it really obvious. Or just, you know, make it stand out. Don't try to be too clever, okay? Buttons should be buttons, right? Icons should be icons. Call to actions, hero banners, sliders, whatever. Just make it easy for me to visualize it so I know what I'm clicking. Don't forget to hit like if you have not already. Yep, exactly, Brian. That's another thing as well. Like, I often, I've spoken to some people where they want to have the toggle, and then next door to the toggle, they want to put the word menu. And they say that's because a lot of people won't know. And I sort of look at them and go, how many do you know won't know? How many would you, don't make visitors think. Absolutely, Phil. Because have you ever had that, though, where someone says they want the menu toggle, but then they want the word menu? And they try and justify it by saying, I know loads of people that don't. And I push them on that, and I go, how many? And then they'll go, oh, it's my husband or my wife or someone. I go, right, I get that, but how many more? Because I do think, that... Okay, look, I get this a lot, and I don't mean to be rude, but I have people who go, right, our audience are in their 70s or their 80s. It's okay for you because you grew up with websites. And I have to correct them and go, no, I didn't get into websites until I started university, right? Prior to that, everything was in the library. You had to go to the library. It wasn't until I went to university. So in 1997, when I was 18 years old, that's when I got into websites. And you could say, yeah, but you've still grown up with it. And I still go, yeah, but so did they. So did everybody else. Right? So I just think that, it's good to make things clear. But at the same time, just don't overdo it. Don't make it so busy. Because I tell you what, on a mobile, when you have the toggle and the word menu or see the menu or open menu, it looks daft. Right, let's just check what else we got here. Look, even my son, he's only 7. He's known that that option is the menu since he's been about 4 years old. Yeah, back button. That used to be a pain. I used to hear that one a lot. We're going back years and years now. That was always a pain. Everyone wanted a back button. Now then, if the back button was logical, I get it. So for instance, it might be that if you hit the back button on your browser, it just takes you to a brand new screen. If, however, you went to screen 1, then you went to screen 2, and you picked something, then you went to screen 3, if you used a back browser, it might undo the fact that you'd clicked somewhere else. So I get that. But 99% of the time, the back button that you have there is no different to what you have in your browser. And I used to hear that a lot. Especially when we were building an information system once. So this is back in 2005. One of the first ones we built with the Leicestershire GPs and doctors. And they all wanted a back button. And I kept trying to explain to them, every single report on here is unique. Every page is unique. So you just hit the back. So what you want is in the top left, right? You have the back button for your browser. You've got it there. Unless you've hidden it, but you've got the back button there, right? Unless you've hidden your toolbar, it is there. And I bet you don't even know how to hide your toolbar, your address bar, so it is there. And then directly underneath, you want another back button. And they didn't even want an arrow, right? We didn't even want an arrow. They wanted the word back or go back to the previous screen. That was the worst one. At that point, I probably must have fallen off my chair and died. You know, they want the words go back to the previous screen. Somebody stab me right now and kill me right now, right? Stab me right now, kill me. That used to, like what? Like, seriously? Like, if you are going to be really forceful and you want me to put, like, a back button, you know, like the chevron, the less than symbol, fine. You want me to put the word back? Fine. But you want me to go back to the previous screen? Oh, my God. Back around about that time, I was creating an Access database for someone because they didn't want to use SQL or any type of business objects reporting and stuff like that. That was the kind of thing back in those days. So I had to build an Access database, and I remember, like, you had tabs. So tab 1 was input your data, tab 2 was results, tab 3 was charts and stuff like that. And the GPs, the doctors, were like, you got to have a back button. Because if you were in the middle tab, and you can clearly see the 3 tabs for Access, you can clearly see it. They're like, oh, I need a button to tell me to go back to the input screen. And it was like, just hit the input bit. Why do I need to mess up the interface now? Anyway, we've deviated, and I'm just going to check the comments because I went off on a tangent and a rant about all of that. So BV, you're using Elementor Pro, family photo history, 2,000 pictures. Want to have sorting and filtering. Whoa. I mean, okay, number 1, make sure your image is in WebP. Make sure they're sized accordingly. When it comes to filtering, though, you could just use the Elementor Pro Gallery, which has a filter built in. So when you say filter, what more do you want to do on top of that? Oh, tell me about it, Brian. MS Access. I mean, I was a big SQL user then. And when I could not convince the user base to do all the number crunching in SQL, and then we'll have a front-end reporting system attached. Business objects was the big thing then, you know, universes and all of that shit. I hated business objects, but all of that. They would not have it. Nuh-uh. Had to be in Microsoft Access, and I lost 2 weeks of my life during that time. So BV, back to you. You say you want to do sorting and filtering. I get that, But when it comes to the hey Tice, when it comes to filtering, what are you going to filter by? Are you going to filter by the category or the group of photo? Because in that case, you could just you could just add multiple galleries, right? And then, of course, though, it depends on who's administrating the website and will they know what to do. So you're saying select by individual family, right? So you would have you could add multiple galleries to the Elementor gallery, not the basic, the Elementor gallery in Elementor Pro, so that you can do. Then you say maybe by date. It should automatically do that in date order for you in descending. I'm just trying to think about, do you really need to go down the route of the MySQL and maybe any other plugin? I'm trying to keep it lean and mean. Mihir, Bahrain, what would be realistic time needed to get your first client? Well, what I would recommend you do, Mihir, is go and look at this product we got, is how to get clients. Your first client is going to depend on what are you doing to get it. So if you have people that like what you do, well, then again, you're saying first client. Let's go back a step. First client. It depends on how you're reaching out to them. You know, you can't say it will take you 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks and all of that. It depends on how are you getting out there. Let me just check that. Oh, by the way, Stacy, sorry. I didn't get around to saying hi to you. I saw your name. Really sorry, Stacy. I didn't say hi. Right, so just check. Jake says you could use Jet Engine. That's very true. Exactly, Brian. And do you know something, Brian? In 2003, one of the things I am very proud of is how in 2003 we had about 5 or 6 developers that sat in their own room. They used SQL. And then we had the analysts in the room next door. And at that time, there must have been about 12 of us. Every single person used Access. Whenever you had a new starter, you go through Microsoft Access. And I saw what the developers were using. I spent a week learning it on my own, and I then spent the next month slowly teaching every one of our analysts to jump to SQL. And I am really proud of that moment because it then snowboarded to the PCTs, as they were known then, the Primary Care Trust, the UK NHS. Another analyst there, they used to come over and I'd spend half a day training them as well. And I'm really proud of that, the moment where I got everyone in our department to stop using Microsoft Access and using SQL. Yes, and well, Andrew, I'm putting another link to it over here. By the way, that course is £97. It ain't free. Look, right now, a lot of you are going to say, what? We're not paying that. It's up to you. I'm not forcing it on you. It is £97. After Friday, that module goes up to $149. I'm giving you a 30% discount for 1 week, and then it goes up. That's just the way it is. Hey, Kester. Right, I'm not even gonna. Oh, sorry, that's more to do with BV, aren't you? Sorry. Yeah, what Mark said, Kester, if you're trying to do it, email to info@websquadron.co.uk. Is this one, Eric, how to get clients? By the way, Mark Newman's doing the video, so you're going to have a break from me, and Mark's done loads of good work. There's over 80 hours of videos, loads and loads of workbooks. And when I say loads, good, meaningful workbooks that are going to get you to think, understand, and explain things. But you've also got the videos as well. If you're struggling and you need to think a little bit differently about your business and how you put yourself out there, and tools and some tricks, you got to get in on this, okay? But that's it. We're not here to sell things to you. We're not promising you the world. Are you going to make $10,000 a day? None of that. But it is going to seriously help you. Right, let me just check the comments, okay? Because I feel like I've missed something. Yep, so, Extreme hip hop. Do you go through imposter syndrome starting out in web design? We've kind of covered that in some of our live chat videos, to be honest. We have covered that in terms of like how you will doubt yourself. We all have that. I have it regularly all the time. I'm always doubting myself. Can I do this? Can I not do it? It's human nature. Sorry, did I say 80 hours? I didn't mean 80 hours. You're right. It's not 80 hours. 80 minutes. It's 80 minutes. It's 80 minutes, not 80 hours. Damn it. Said that wrong. It's 80 minutes. 80 plus minutes. Yeah. So, you have to kind of take a step back and go, can I do this? Can I do it? Let me give you an example. My wife, she passed her driving test in, when was it? 1998. It wasn't until 2000 and about, it wasn't until, I'll get my date right here, it was 2009 that she drove on a motorway in the UK. So it took her 11 years. And you know why? Because she doubted herself, can I do it? And her dad never let her drive on the motorway when she first passed. Oh no, it's too dangerous. All that shit. So she believed it. She believed it and she didn't. And she wanted to go visit her sister who lived about a 1 hour drive away. And I said to her, I'm not going. If you want to go, you jump in the car, you got your sat nav on and you go. It ain't that difficult. You're down the M1, you get off at one of the junctions and you're there. That's all you got to do. You want to do it, you do it. And you know what she did? She went and drove on a dual carriageway, which she had done many times before anyway. And then she did it. And now she has no problem. But sometimes we doubt. We start to believe that we can't do it. We're scared of doing it. I was very much pure Elementor. And I was worried about, well, what if I jump into another page builder? Am I going to start conflicting with my brain or how I do things? Now I'm okay with it. The very first time you do a WooCommerce website, you might struggle. But that is why we have videos. We've done videos, other people have. Just take the time. You know what your client wants or whatever, or you're not sure, just go and build it. You might lose 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of your life, but who cares? You do it, you learn from it. The first time you did a single post template, I bet you were nervous about that. I bet the first time you started working with Elementor, you were nervous. Or anything. And what you got to do is kind of take a leap of faith, but also understand and respect the fact that you are not alone. We have a community. It's not just us. There's the Elementor Facebook group forum. There's WP Tuts. There's loads of places. There's even Breakdance if you want to lose the will to live or whatever. But there's loads of things you can do. So what you've got to do is have a stopgap. Have a think about what are you trying to achieve. Just double check. I haven't had a link come in. No. What are you trying to achieve? Can you do it? You've got to be realistic. You've got to be realistic. Can I abseil down a building? I know loads of people that can do that. Can I do it? Yeah, I probably could. But I don't want to do it because I'm afraid. That's not imposter syndrome. That's me now grounding myself, literally grounding myself and being realistic. I could do it, but I don't need to do it. So I don't need to do it. If someone said to me, can you build a website in Divi? I will doubt myself because I don't use Divi. Could I learn to do it? I probably could. But I don't want to do it. Right? So you got to think about what can you do? What can't you do? What can you push yourself to do? And what is totally unrealistic to do? I can drive. I'm pretty good at my driving. Could I drive a big haulage truck? Probably not. Why? Because I've never done it before. I'd have to relearn aspects of it. You get the idea, right? Let me just check the comments because I'm missing some of the comments here. I've missed loads of comments. One of the biggest lessons though I have though is that I don't have as much imposter syndrome as much. Like, well, let me rephrase that. Let me phrase that. I know what kind of websites I can do, and I can do bloody well. I also know what kind of websites I don't like to work on and do, because either I don't enjoy them, or I'm not sure what I'm doing, or I get myself all mixed up. Is that imposter syndrome? Well, not really, because I never said to you I would do it. So if a client comes to me and says they want a multi-vendor website like Amazon, and you have the Dokkan plugin and all of that, right? I've never used Dokkan, so I know it exists, but I've never used it. If I say to a client, yeah, I'll do it, and then I start using Dokkan, that's when imposter syndrome is going to kick in, because you know what? I'm probably going to struggle, get things wrong. Client has expectation, they've paid, there's obligation, it needs to be done. Why have I not done it yet? What am I doing? Get on with it. That's when I'm going to suffer. But I am realistic. I am pragmatic. I know what I can do, and I can do really well. You ask me to do it, we will do it. There's no imposter syndrome. You want a website, I can do that, but you want me to do a multi-vendor with Dokkan, I don't, maybe. I do it, I suffer. That's when it kicks in. You learn. You will start to understand what you can do and what you can't do. Keep yourself grounded. If you want to challenge yourself and do something completely brand new, you will suffer imposter syndrome, but you either get over it, or you give up on it, or you get someone else to do it. But for me, imposter syndrome allows us to know our strengths, our weaknesses, and what we can do. Yep. I mean, interesting comments here. Maddie, yep, go getter. I mean, I would say though, Maddie, when you have like an e-commerce website, you do need to be a bit more careful, okay? You don't want to break that. Eric, loco translate is enough. G translate, one word. G translate is also really good. Depends on how you want it to work though. So G translate gives them the option to pick a flag, and it will then automatically change the word. Really, really good. I just want to touch again on the imposter syndrome aspect as well. You could say that imposter syndrome is not just applicable to web design or anything like that, SEO, all of that. You can apply it to everything in your life. Are you happy to go running? All of your friends are going on a marathon, 10-mile marathon. Can you do it? Or are you kidding yourself? Then why put yourself in it? Just be strong enough to go, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. Are you going to climb a mountain? They all want to do it, and you feel like you got to do it. Can you do it? It's okay to push yourself, but think about your limitations. Don't hurt yourself psychologically, physically and all of that. Are you in a relationship with someone right now, or planning to be, and they like you, but you don't really like them, but you go ahead with it because they like you? It's imposter syndrome. Right? Whatever way you want to badge it around or whatever, it's the same thing. So if you say to anyone, and I tell you now, do you know how many people, I've gone over this so many times, I must get about close to 10 a day on Facebook, a direct message, my client wants XYZ. I promised them, I agreed to do it. I don't know what to do. And my first thing back to them is, why did you agree to it? Oh, because I thought I could. But they didn't even know what plugin they're going to use, what theme they're going to use. They had no strategy, no methodology in place, no solutions. We built a website for a lottery website. Competitions, okay? Competitions and lottery. And we were entering new territory, because we had never done one before. But before we formally agreed to it, we spent a little bit of time just researching, yep, this could work, this could do it, this could work and do it. Because what we don't do is say, ooh, clients come along, ooh, They're going to pay money. Ooh, lots of money. Oh yeah, we'll do that. No problem. We'll do it. Because the minute you don't know what your strategy is, your plugin, your themes, or anything like that, that imposter syndrome is going to claw into you like a velociraptor, right, at a picnic. It is going to cut you open. So don't do it, all right? Ground yourself and do what you got to do. Yep, see you, Mark. Exactly what Mark says as well. You got to put your time in. And remember, there's a community. There's us. There's Facebook, Elementor group. There's other ones. WooCommerce, Rank Math, WP Tuts. There's influencers. There's stuff out there. Learning something now, if you have the time, is so doable. Whereas 20 years ago, can you imagine anyone learning JavaScript 20 years ago? No, let's go. Well, was it that big? 28 was big. But, 10 years ago, I could, if I want, go and learn JavaScript. I'm lazy. I'm being really shitty lazy here because I don't have the time. It's a sad excuse, but I really don't have the time. But I could if I wanted to. Hey, Dave, hope you're okay. Yeah, no probs, mate. You come for as long as you need to go. So, anyone here who's thinking of imposter syndrome or you're struggling with it, just take a step back and go, why do I feel that? Is it because I need to learn more? Or am I in the wrong place at the wrong time for the wrong reason? Right? I used to lose quite a lot of friends. Some friends stopped talking to me because I didn't always go out with them. Because I didn't want to. I didn't want to go to someone's party and pretend to like it. Oh, yeah, I'm really glad I'm here. Oh, yeah, I'm so glad that, I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I'm really glad to be here. That is imposter...
I understand.
Oh, be quiet, phone. That is imposter syndrome, okay? But I like to be where I want to be, where I know that I'll enjoy myself or what I'm doing, and I do not stress myself out, okay? So Extreme Hip Hop, always doubted myself, but I think I just need to practice. Yes, look, Extreme Hip Hop, what I would say, is look at all the websites you've built. Let's say you got 10 websites. How many of those 10 websites did you enjoy? Forget the client. Clients are variables. You could, clients can be good, bad, ugly, whatever, okay? Forget the clients. But if you think about the website, what did you like? Do you like WooCommerce? Do you like appointments? Do you like multi-vendor? Do you like basic brochure websites, one-page websites? What do you like? And then they're the areas you go more in. That becomes your niche area that you want to focus on a little bit more. So you don't have to get used to other types of websites like barbershops. I mean, barbershops in a way is like what? An appointment booking website in a way? So then now go a step further. Do they get to see a calendar? Can they book? Do they pay a deposit or not? So many variables come into play here. But look at the websites you've built, what you like, what you didn't like, and then mold your lifestyle and what you're going to do. What kind of clients you want to work with, what kind of websites you want to build around that. There's always room to do other things. You don't close off. You don't have tunnel vision, right? Like that. You are open to doing other stuff, but you're going to be more in control, and that's the key thing. Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty. I'm pretty sure you appreciate that. We got web design agency, we got other stuff, we got our mastery modules, we got YouTube. I mean, sometimes when I've checked my phone in the morning, then I get to my desk and I have so much more other social media stuff and emails coming in and whatever, and it becomes a little bit endless. Like right now, I've already checked my email, but if I go here now, I've now got 7 other emails come in. 2 of them are clearly junk. The others aren't. So now I've got to look into them and invest time. And I literally have to make time here. I like here, look at this. Look at this, 9 to 10. What does that say? What does that say? It says backlog. I've got to say, right, I've got to go through my backlog. Because that backlog, I'll have another one after this. And I'll have another one in the evening after I've had my evening dinner and all that. Yeah, Mark, take care. So, that's why if any of you say to me, hey, will you do loads of videos about CSS and JavaScript? It ain't happening. It ain't happening because I just don't have the time for it. Okay, look, by the way, Jason, you take care as well. I am going to say goodbye to everyone in 2 minutes' time because I've got other stuff to crack on with. But before we do that, just check what Dominic says. Are you planning some new Bricks Builder video? Dominic, believe it or not, you can't see my board, but I am planning a lot more Bricks videos, and they will hopefully, they're going to be recorded this week, but they won't come out until probably next Monday. Probably next Monday, so just wait for them, okay? Because I've got an ACF Advanced Custom Field video that came out today. Please go and watch that. I've got a video on pods, which is again custom fields. I'm probably going to do Metabox as well, and a few other stuff with the ACF fields and all of that, with Elementor and stuff like that. And then next week we're going to do, there'll be more videos on bricks, query loops, you know, conditional logic, how to do this, how to do that, how to do this, how to do that, blah, 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 blah. Loads of them coming out, but they will be next week. Okay, Dominic. So anyone who's after waiting for loads more bricks content, it will be next week. Okay, look, I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. Jimmy, Jason, Jake, Andrew, Phil, Brian, Gary, Mark's probably gone as well already now. Dominic, Caripos, Mia, anyone's name I haven't mentioned, Sinan, anyone I've not mentioned. Look, I will see you all tomorrow. It's been great. You know, I love the topics we cover. I know it's not always just about websites or Elementor and all of that, but that's because we like to cover off life, right? Because life is important too. Don't forget to hit like. I'll catch you all tomorrow. And Phil, you take care too. See you all soon. Bye.